Hello, this is Joy from Shout for Joy Quilter with the Fall 2023 Mystery Quilt Doodad. Just to let you know, I goofed on my math again. I'm going to be honest, I've been having some health issues and I must not be processing math as well as I normally do. I'm just, I'm going through, I'm losing my hearing in one ear, and it's just, I don't know. I'm thinking about a lot. So I think my brain power's elsewhere instead of on math. So with that said, let me get going with the video portion. Okay. The math that I had wrong is I had you cut 5¼ inch pieces. They should be 6¼ and I had you not cut enough. So just take more fabric, make them bigger, cut them square. If you haven't cut any yet, this is your time to cut them the right size. Okay, my ruler isn't quite the right size. You're going to be, again, like you did last time with the pinwheels, you're going to be cutting some half square triangle units from your dark fabric. And you're going to be sewing it to either side of your squares, of your medium squares. Notice there's no pinwheel in these. These are just squares. I've got them pinned. I pinned on the side that has all of the lovely seams, so that way I can tame the seams as I come to them, and also take out the pins as I come to them. I'm kind of tucking the fabric underneath because it seems like one of them always wants to creep out, or the bottom one wants to creep out when it's the whatchamacallit, that bias edge of the half square unit there. So I'm just going to sew the two sides, and you know how to do that. I'm not going to be showing you every step. Saves time and all of that. Make sure that that's lined up correctly. Make sure you hold your threads behind, that way you don't get the thread nest on the bottom of your project. I've got some seams really awkward right close to my foot. It makes it hard to sew. All that fun stuff. So tuck, tuck. Keep everything going. And yes, my hands were freezing when I filmed this. I didn't have the heat turned on in my sewing space, my quilt cave. So I had my fingerless mittens on. Okay, I'm going to press these toward the dark because the dark doesn't have all those seams. Okay, now I'm going to take my light, and I am using some crumb lights. Cut them in half, get that half square triangle thing going on. And because I did not make enough, I decided not to make as many as I needed. I'm going to take away one of the crumb pieced ones and use it on another unit. And I'm going to use just a square of light fabric. And again, I'm still using assorted scrappy background fabrics for my lights. I'm just only going to do crumb pieces on one side of these blocks and put one of the scrappies on. So before I sew those on, I am going to cut my dog ears off. I really don't want that dark to bleed through. I also don't want that extra bulk in the corner. If I can help it, I'm just letting it go. Free those dog ears. Let them go. And then I will sew those pieces on the sides. Again, finding the center and pinning along the edge. Now I've got the pins on the light side crumb piece block because it had more seams than the red. It didn't matter which side I was up, just that I tried to keep those seams contained. And yes, I like to remove my pins. I don't always get them, but I have definitely I've definitely sewn a pin into the guts of my machine. I've broken needles on my pins. So I try to remember to take them out. On the other side, I pinned on the medium side because who wants to deal with flip seams that you can't see? And since the other side doesn't have any of those seams, it just made sense to do it this direction. And there we go. Get that side done. And then press the seams. Yeah. That one seam just wanted to flip. So I'm using the flat part of my purple thing to hold it in place. And then I can even hold it under the foot of my machine. I like my purple thing. I like all of them. I think I have somewhere now between 12 and 15. Okay, on the light side that's not crumb pieced, I'm just going to press out. My other side, I'm going to try to press that seam open. And I did. Here I'm just showing with my roller. I did take it to the iron and press it with my strip stick to make sure that I got a really good press. And I did press that seam open. I know, it's kind of awkward. I don't have a lot of space in my filming section there. Okay, the second unit that we're going to work on, you're going to take, I'm going to back up just a smidge here. And I'm going to, come on, there we go. You're going to take a light medium half square triangle from clue 1, a dark and light half square triangle unit from clue 1, a medium dark half square triangle from clue 1, and the for the square from, I think we cut those in clue 1 as well. And we're going to make an arrow unit. So there we go. So I'm going to just put those right on top and take them to the machine. I'm going to stitch down. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You've seen it. So there it's stitched. And I'm going to decide which way I want my seam to go, or am I going to press it open? I'm not sure on that one. You know, just look at what's going to work best. And then, to tell you the truth, I pressed it open. And then on that one, I'm just going to press toward the dark because the dark doesn't have any extra seams. So press those the way they need to go. And then I'm going to sew across that other direction, matching up my center and then worrying about my outsides. And there is the unit. You need going to need 4 of them for the quilt. So there's that arrow. And we will use that next week when we have our reveal. I am hoping I can get a lot of sewing done before next week because I still have a lot of crumb pieces to do. Don't need to do it on this one. I'm still not going to worry about my dog ears at this point. I'm going to square everything up next week when I'm putting it all together. That way, if I need to do any adjusting of my sizing, I'll do it all at once instead of piecemeal each time. So I hope I didn't throw you for too much of a loop in having you cut those units the wrong size last time. You just have to bulk out the size of the piece, cut it, and you'll need to cut a few more of that size unit to be able to make all the square and a square blocks that you need for next week. No more pre-cutting. You'll have all the units you need for next week if you get them all done. If I get them all done. I hope to have a whole bunch done. I'm excited about how this quilt looks, and I'm excited to see how your colorways turn out. It's pretty fun to watch as you're posting in the group. So keep posting. I enjoy seeing what you're doing. This is Joy from Shout for Joy Quilter with the Doodad Mystery. See you next time.